Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got an Irish whiskey on the channel. Now, I know it's called Bourbon Drop, but lately I've been feeling my single malts, man. Don't worry, nothing's gonna change. Bourbon still has my heart, so we're not going anywhere. But sometimes you just want something a little different. And in the summertime, man, stuff that's 100, 110, 120 proof with those rich notes, that can knock you in your behind. Sometimes you just want something a little light and a little fruity. I'm not a big cocktail guy, so this right here was right up my alley. This is KNAPPOGUE Castle 12. It is a 12-year Irish whiskey that it has matured in ex-bourbon barrels.
Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop.
Now, I'm not a big fan of the peated stuff. I do like a little bit of a smoky note in my whiskeys. So single malts, whether it's an Irish whiskey or whether it's a Scotch, if it's got a little bit of a smoky note, I like it. But I tend to gravitate more towards the fruitier single malt Irish whiskeys and single malt Scotches. That's why right here you see this is a Redbreast cast strength. This is aged 12 years. It's an Irish whiskey. This is a single malt Scotch whiskey, Highland single malt. This is Glenmorangie, finished in Quinta Reuben barrels, which is very good, very fruity. Chilled this thing down. It was amazing. This right here is Belvaney Double Wood. This is aged 12 years, whiskey and sherry cask. Don't really chill that one down much at all. I like this one more neat than anything. But lately, I've been really just wanting a little something different, especially with these summer days coming. Like I said, those hot days can knock you behind if you're just sitting there drinking bourbon. So sometimes you want something just a little refreshing. So if I'm sitting out on the deck with the wife and she's got a little cocktail, which, you know, she rarely ever has, but if she's got a little cocktail and I just want something light and refreshing, I want something like a very light in proof too, single malt or some type of Irish whiskey or some type of Scotch. Something that's just not going to knock me on my behind. So I did some research online, went to the Virginia ABC. It was sitting right there on the shelf, scooped it up, came home, got it down to here. It is very good. Let's get into the nose. Immediately on the nose, I get a punch of fruit. I just get a ton of fruits. I don't get any ethanol burn. I mean, it only comes in at 86 proof, so you're not going to get a ton of burn anyway, especially if you're used to drinking higher proof stuff. There's a light honey note. Apples, pineapples, mangoes. Maybe a light vanilla. Let's get into the palate. Wow. I could sip on that all day. In Scotches and Irish whiskeys, I get a raisin note. I am not getting that in here. If it is in here, it's very, very, very light. But everything that I've described in the nose, it just transfers over. So I am getting the mango. I am getting the pineapple. I am getting a very sweet, almost red apple. This thing, man, I'm telling you, on a light day where you just want something nice and light, I mean, look at the color. But the mouthfeel, it's 12 years old, matured in ex-bourbon barrels, and the mouthfeel is there. Even though it is watered down to 86 proof, the mouthfeel is still there. Let's go back into the nose. Second nosing, I'm getting a little more of the oak notes. But all of that fruit is still coming through, man. The mango, the pineapple. More vanilla notes come through this time. Back into the palate. On the second sip, that light raisin does shine through a little bit. But the rest of those fruits, a nice juicy red apple, mango, pineapple, a little bit of like a vanilla cream, just a touch. That's good. That's really good. Now, I'll tell you this. What I found is I like to chill down some of my single malts. And to me, when you chill them down, not water them down, when I use ice, that ice melts and it just waters it down and it doesn't make it enjoyable anymore. So when I went to the Whiskey Stones chills it, thickens it up, does not dilute any of the flavors. So that's why I have this glass just sitting off to the side with a couple Whiskey Stones in it. I wanted to give you guys my review of it chilled down as well. The nose is a little more subdued. The nose, and I noticed that yesterday, is that when I chilled it down, the nose just calmed down a lot. But the flavors, the fruit notes, they were punching through. Let's get into the palate. Yeah, when it's chilled down, a lot more of that pineapple and that mango come to the forefront. That apple, they just shine through. It does bring out a little bit of the sharp notes on the back end, but they're fine. They're very manageable. It's not off-putting at all. Let's get back into the palate one more time. It's almost like I'm picking up a strawberry cream too, man. This bottle for 40 bucks, 86 proof, light on the nose, punchy on the palate, just has all of these beautiful fruit notes. In my opinion, and these are some good bottles, but in my opinion, a nice light 12-year for 40 bucks, I think that this is hard to beat. The Glenmorangie 14, I think that cost me about 55 bucks. The Redbreast 12 cask strength, that was 99. The Belvany, when I first bought it, it was 69. The price has gone up, I think $10 when I was at the Virginia ABC yesterday, and I saw the price tag. So I think that is up to 79 bucks. And in some places, some places in Maryland, I don't think they've changed the price. I think I still have seen it in that $60 price range. But for 40 bucks, this is a hard bottle to beat. Now, this is on the Shelf Life series, so we are going to say love it, like it, or leave it. I love it. I mean, I can't say anything else about it. Love it. This bottle right here, I am putting it on the Shelf Life series because this is not a limited release, even though it says that on the canister that it comes in. Virginia ABC just has them on their website, has them on the shelf. Are they in your stores? I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going on the Shelf Life because this is always in the Virginia ABC. Is it worth over retail? It's $40. It's a Shelf Life product. If I came across this bottle at $50, I probably still would pay that. I probably still would pay $10 over retail because, of course, you know, the prices vary between Virginia and Maryland. More so with bourbon than with whiskeys and scotches. They tend to be neck and neck with each other. But if I could not find this at a Virginia ABC and I saw this in Maryland for $50, would I pay $50 for it? Yes. $10 over retail all day long. Would I give it to a new bourbon drinker? Of course. I think a new bourbon drinker or an experimenting bourbon drinker or new whiskey drinker would love this. I think that lightness on the palate with all of those beautiful fruit notes that come through, I think that they would love it, they would enjoy it, they would have a great time with it. Will it always be on the bar? As far as I'm concerned, this will always be on the bar. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head into a drop. Till next time.